The objective of this lesson is to understand the background needed to divide fractions using linear, sets, and area models and relate fraction division to multiplication. Students need to remember that a fraction is a single number that can be represented on a number line before they learn to divide fractions by fractions. This is an example of where 1/4, 1/2, 7/8, and 1 2/3 would fit on a number line. Using the relationship between multiplication and division, we can understand that division has the same meaning and problem types with fractions as it does with whole numbers. For example, just as 8 divided by 4 can be answered using multiplication, 4 times x equals 8, 6 divided by 1/2 can be answered with 1/2 times x equals 6. There are two ideas of division your child will be working with. Quotative division is when the number of items in each group is known, but the amount of groups is unknown. For example, Allie's mother baked 15 cookies to serve to her friends at her birthday party. Allie thought 3 cookies for each friend would be the perfect amount. How many friends can she invite to her birthday party so each friend can have 3 cookies? Quotative division asks, how many 3s are in 15? The equation would be 15 divided by 3 equals 5, and the related multiplication problem would be 5 times 3 equals 15. So we can put 3 cookies in a group until we run out of cookies. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, which is 5 groups of cookies, and in this situation means Allie can invite 5 friends. The measurement interpretation can also be modeled by a number line. 16 divided by 2 equals A. In a linear model or a bar model with a measure known, the pieces can be placed end to end with no gaps or overlaps and then counted to determine the number of those lengths. Find out how many 2s are in 16. 1 group of 2, 2 groups of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 16 divided by 2 equals 8. Partitive division is when the number of groups is known and you are trying to find the number in each group. Here is an example of a partitive problem. If there were 15 cookies for 3 children to share, how many cookies would each child get? You know the groups and need to find out how many in each group. Let's try sharing a few at a time using a set model. We could share 1 cookie 15 times, or maybe we could share a larger number at a time. Let's try placing 3 cookies in each group. There are 6 left over, so let's share 2 more. Since there are no remaining cookies, we find that each child will get 5 cookies. Modeling partitive division in an array model with the number of rows known, items could be distributed filling 1 column at a time, and then full columns could be counted. For example, each of the 20 counters has been distributed into 4 rows, and each row has 5 counters. The related multiplication 20 equals 4 times b, or 4 times b equals 20, essentially asks 4 rows of what size or how many columns will total 20 circles. Students need to be exposed to various ways to approach problems. The goal is to master division with fractions, not to master a variety of strategies, and students are allowed to use efficient strategies that make the most sense to the individual. The objective of this lesson was to understand the background needed to divide fractions using linear, sets, and area models, and relate fraction division to multiplication. The objective was met by explaining the quotative and partitive interpretations of division and working through some examples of each. The parts of the division and multiplication problems were color-coded to show the relationship.